What is up, guys? I hope you are good. We've got a Dell laptop over here. Actually, I've got a lot of work. So these are the things that I've dedicated to fix tonight, and I've only done one. It's gonna be a nasty night. Anyways, this Dell laptop keeps saying this power surge on the USB port, unknown USB, whatever. I was about to test the USBs though, and then I noticed that message. So what I'll do is I'll plug a USB to find out the exact port that's not functioning. So I've plugged a USB to that port and I do not get anything. Okay, that's one. Let's check number two. This is number two. And nothing. Let's go to number three, which is this side. Still nothing. So it's not reading any USB. What I'll do is I'll use this USB light to see if it powers on. So it powers on from here. The back powers on also. And from this side it does not power on, which means our power surge has to do with that port. So let's check this thing apart and fix that port. Hopefully it won't be a big issue. So I'll pause the video because I don't want these videos to be long anymore. So I'll pause the video, disassemble the board, and then fix that port. It's this one, and then we'll find out if our issue will be solved. So you can see there's some missing screws here. Someone has been inside tampering here, but anyways, I don't think that's going to affect us. The main issue that I can see is liquid, and it's in particular in this side where we've got an issue. So yeah, cool. Let me open this thing up and then we'll see. Okay guys, so I've got the motherboard out now. So first off, the USB port is damaged. The port itself, it's kind of funky and wonky. So the port will probably need to be changed, but then I believe our main issue is with the liquid. So you can see a connector over here, how it looks. It doesn't exist really, there's nothing connected to it, but then yeah, when you check the other ports, we have that, yeah, this is nasty. It's just nasty. People are busy breeding cockroaches out there. Grab some alcohol and then I'll start off by cleaning the board. So eventually this will need some proper cleaning, but for now this is just to make sure that there is no areas that are breached by this corrosion and cockroach damage really. Otherwise an isopropyl bath would be ideal for this. So usually these things gather underneath this guy, but in this case we seem to be fine. So I'll just brush off the residue which is dropping down, but we're okay this time. So if you take a look there by the edge of this Type-C port, we kind of have some gunk there Yeah, that is likely to cause an issue for us. So that we can fix and solve using flux. Flux is a really good way to clean these things. So it will separate these and make sure that what remains is only solder, the necessary stuff. So yeah, with that out of the way, let's flip the motherboard. On the other side, it does have bits and pieces of corrosion, but then nothing really to be scared of. Only maybe around the Ethernet port there. That looks a bit serious. Anyways, this port is the one that's not working. So what I'll do is I'll measure across this big cap, and you can see we do have a short. Why are you losing focus? So we are buzzing there, and it's not just a partial short or maybe what. No, this is a dead short. 0 ohms. Yeah, and that is dead. So remember, I said the port has to go, so either way, just to know whether the issue is the port itself or a component that's failing on the motherboard, I'm gonna remove the port, because either way it's gonna come out whether it's still okay or not. Reason being, it's a little bit bended inside, so yeah, it wouldn't be easy to convince a customer that I fixed your USB port, and then they look at the port, they see it's not in good shape. So even if it's working, the cosmetics needs to be ideal. So I actually killed my water station yesterday. So remember, I had a Yaksun which failed within, like, I don't know, within a year or so. Yeah, I don't think I got to finish a year and then it failed. But a friend of mine, he's failed in 3 days, the same one. It was a nice one. You just lift and then it's on. You could adjust the temperature and all that. It was fine. But then there was one that I purchased earlier before that one, the Baku 702A. I bought that water station end of 2020. I've been using it until yesterday. Today it's 12 December 2024. So that thing has been in existence for at least 4 years. Never gave me any issues. The only issue that I faced with that water was the soldering iron, not the water gun. The heat gun has been fine, but the iron itself, nah, it worked fine for like 2 years. Then when it failed, all the replacement ones that I get, they fail. Same goes with water. When it failed, I actually bought a heating element for it. It died. I put another one, because I bought 2 at once. Then I put another one. The second one, it worked, and then while it was working, the air pump just stopped working. So now it would switch on, you would see it's blinking for heat, but then there is no air coming out. I just went like, meh, and that's fine. So I'm using another one, same model. Okay, I think I'm fighting a ghost here. I'm not sure whether I'm not applying enough heat or what. I haven't used this hot air for a long time. It's barely been a day. It's barely been even 12 hours, I think. So I'm not sure where to adjust the temperature for the adequate heat. And this is a lot of smoke. Aibo. Okay, it wasn't supposed to come out in such a struggle. But anyways, it's not in good shape, so it's kind of breaking apart into pieces. So yeah, that kind of is the reason why getting it has been a struggle. So for most people, they don't really need to clean the pads. They'll just grab another pot, apply just enough heat, and yeah, they can sit a new pot onto this. There are times that I do that also. Like I'll just apply new solder like this, and then I know when I'm bringing heat, it will melt easily. And then I just sit the pot on top. But then yeah, sometimes in the process of applying heat, you melt the very component you want to place there, or the very part that you want to place there. So you end up losing. I need solder sample. Okay, this guy won't click anymore. Okay, just give me a minute to... Oh, there was a huge ball of solder inside. I also need a minute to grab the USB port. That's why the peak holes could not be cleared. There wasn't enough suction there anymore. And it's fine there. Anyways, let me check for that short circuit and make sure that it's gone. And what do you know? The short circuit is still there. So let's inject some voltage to kill the short. Actually forgot to fix the problem. I believe our dead component is on the other side. Reason being, we don't really have a lot of components this side. So let's go. I want to compare to see which one is positive. Okay, this is negative, so our positive is this side. Where is our infrared camera? Not this one. Where is mine? I've got like a second cathode here. Someone was using my cat. Let me look for it on Duan's desk. Okay, it turns out the cat phone is battery low, so we have to use our hands to feel the heat. Okay, I'm not getting good ground on that. Whoa! And it's the one that's actually getting hot. Let's get some alcohol and you'll see. It's the one that's actually getting hot. So yeah, let's get it off from the motherboard. And then we'll grab a donor board for the cap as well as the USB port. I wonder if I apply it like this, if it's gonna melt itself from the board, because it is supposed to start getting hot. No, it's not really melting itself off the board. I was wondering whether it would get hot to a point where it just melts itself from the motherboard. Anyways, it wasn't the case, so let's use hot air to remove it. But I'm pretty sure the heat it generates should be able to like knock it off from the board. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, our short circuit is gone. Got like 32 kilo ohms there, so we're fine. Let me just grab the donor board. Okay guys, so I've got pretty close motherboard. It's yeah, it's fairly close to what we are working on. So what I'll do is thinking of putting some Kapton tape around it, just to protect the internals of this part. Okay, like that. With that in place, we can grab hold of the pot and then apply heat. Okay, there we go. So you can see the inside of the pot is still fine. Didn't get damaged or anything. The back as well, still okay. So yeah, Kapton tape helps in that regard. So we can then squeeze this new pot into place. So I'll preheat the area where the pot is going to sit. That way I don't have to use too much heat when I put on the new pot. Whoa. Okay, I was just confirming whether the pin configuration is the same, because remember USB 3.0 is a 9-pin. It's a 9-pin port. So you'll get one line of 5 pins and one line of 4. So you can see I've got on the inside 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So sometimes you find these on the other side and these ones on the inside, and that becomes a huge problem. Okay, so I'll do the short check once again to make sure that we don't have a short. And as you can see, we've got like 34 kilo ohms, so we're still fine. Let us grab the cap which was next to the port that we just removed there. This one. Okay. And this will sit over here. Okay, cool. So I will reassemble the laptop and then test, and I'll resume the video when I've reassembled the laptop. Okay guys, yeah, I've assembled the laptop and it's back. Kind of took me time to actually bring it back like this. Reason being, this SSD started giving me blue screen of death. I don't know whether it's an SSD issue or whatever, or it's because I've been changing Windows from machine to machine for quite some time now, because whatever machine I'm working on I test using that same SSD, so perhaps that is the reason. Anyways, I'm plugging the USB in. So port number 1, you can already see that it's saying Ventoid D. So one port is working now, at least customer can use their laptop. So there we go. Let's go to second USB port at the back. Okay, I hope, yeah, there we go. It's working, so that's 2 out of 3. Now the very port that we fixed. Oops. And the port that we fixed is not working. Okay, the machine has gone black. Oh, this is... So the other thing that I noticed was that it won't start without the battery. Reason being, I'm using what do you call it? I'm using a power supply, so it won't start without the battery. And as I'm gonna try to press the boot key, F1 to continue. Let's see if I can read the USB from here, and I cannot read the USB from here, so perhaps we have to fix the controller as well. So yeah, let's check with USB light. Do we have any life? And we still don't have any life, which means the controller is dead. So the port is fixed. The short which was causing the other USBs not to work is gone, so all the other USBs are working now. But then we still don't have power onto this port, so I'm gonna take it off and then we'll check what's happening. So yeah, I noticed that I only put the port, but I actually didn't connect the pins. So as you can see, almost all of them are not connected. I have to actually solder those pins into place. And yeah, and that is probably the issue. The pins are not even soldered into the motherboard. They're just hanging in there. I only focused on getting the port to sit. Okay. Now let's focus on the pins themselves. Okay, I've soldered the pins now, so what I will do, I will not wait for the laptop to switch on completely. I'll simply plug the AC cable. I'll simply plug the AC cable and then, yeah, like this. And then I'll plug the USB light like so. And then what I'll do is I'll plug the AC adapter there. I believe when the laptop powers on, the USB ports should start getting power. So I think you saw a response from there. Let's press the power button and see. And there we go. Now we've got a response. It responds and then it stops. Let me check with the other port how it behaves. A port that I know is working. Oh, so yeah, it behaves the same way. So these two ports, we know they are working. So I can see when I press power, it will start and then it will shut down. So let's check with the other port and confirm. It will start and it will shut down. And that's the same behavior we're getting on the repaired port. Power, it will start and it will shut down. Cool. So let's assemble this and test. So I hope the issue was that I didn't connect the port itself after I'd finished. I didn't connect the pins after I'd finished fitting the port there. I'll pause and I'll continue. Okay, so the laptop is starting now. We already know two ports are working, so we are only concerned with the faulty port, which we repaired by changing this USB port and removing that faulty capacitor there. Okay, the USB is being plugged in and it's working. Finally. So that's the third port. It's working fine. I'll remove and put on the first port to make sure before we close. So this one is no longer aligning, so you kind of have to push the motherboard up. There. Okay, that's the first port, it's fine. Second one, it's also fine. So all three ports are working. All three ports are working. So all three ports were not working and all three ports are now working. So remember our issues. We had an issue with the USB port and we had an issue with the capacitor. So the two have been changed and as you can see, the USB is reading. So thanks for watching guys. I hope you learned something and I will see you in another video. I will be posting a bit more regular nowadays. So yeah, I will see you in another video. Anyways, thanks for watching. Cheers.